Hey guys, my name is Jeff. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, fantastic. Take a seat, stay a while. If you haven't, take a seat, stay a while. Because today we're going to talk about Adobe. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to trade Adobe stock. I'm actually going to buy some shares. So if you haven't seen stock trading before, or if you're just interested in seeing how I place a trade and buy stock in Adobe, stick around and you will see it for yourself. So Adobe is made up of two main business segments. One is Adobe Creative Cloud, and that is what photographers like me and also graphic designers and artists and videographers and content creators use. We're using the Creative Cloud. Those are the apps and the software that you can download and use on your computer. But Adobe is a big company, and they've divided their business into two main segments. The other is called Adobe Experience Cloud, and that used to be called Adobe Marketing Cloud. And so the Creative Cloud we've already covered. This is Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, InDesign, Premiere Pro. They do Adobe Spark and Adobe Acrobat. And then the Experience Cloud is the business side. So that's analytics, social advertising, media optimization, targeting, web experience, and content management. So what Adobe's done is they've made themselves stronger by building out two businesses that are really have very distinct customer bases. And I think what sets Adobe apart from a lot of other companies is they were one of the first to create cloud-based software. And for years I used to get these the software on CDs and then eventually on DVDs, and you actually had to buy the software and they would send it to you and you'd load it on your computer. But now they've just made it seamless. So you subscribe to their software and it just downloads to your computer automatically, and you pay them automatically. And so even though it's just a small amount that gets paid from your bank account or your credit card to them every month, it's a powerful business model because it ensures this recurring revenue for the company. And I find that's just a really solid way for any company to grow, is to have that guaranteed recurring business model of revenue. Adobe is an indispensable company. If you're a photographer, if you're an artist, if you're a videographer and you use, Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, you need this software to compete in your niche. It's not a matter of do I want or do I wish or would I like. It's a matter of I need. And this makes their software indispensable. And I find that is something that creates a real moat for Adobe. The people who use its products just need these tools, and I think any way a business can find to be insanely useful to customers, that it's almost a requirement to do business, I feel they've carved out a really unique niche and something that other people really want and need. So if you're an artist or you're an advertiser, you can access this stuff on your computer wherever you go. You can access it on your phone. You can get to your files. You can send them to clients. This makes it a seamless experience, and it makes Adobe invaluable to customers. So if you believe that we are in a digital world where content is king, then Adobe makes a lot of sense. I think this is an incredible investment in innovation, in photography, in videography, and in the future of where our world is going with computers, with the internet, and with the exchange of ideas and images and information. Adobe will be the captain of content. I don't see any other companies coming close to providing the kind of comprehensive suite of apps that Adobe makes. Now, there are other competitors, and recently some of these competitors are trying to win over Adobe's customers. There's a company called Canva based in Sydney, Australia. And Canva is really useful. A lot of people who have YouTube channels and want to create thumbnails for their videos on the fly will use Canva because, let's face it, a lot of people are just using their phones to create content. And so Canva's come along and they've made these little tools where people can, create, they're like templates, and you can create a thumbnail or you can create banner art for YouTube on your phone. Whether or not that becomes a legit concern for Adobe or a threat to their business remains to be seen, but Adobe's already creating software like Creative Cloud Express to make it easier to create graphics, videos, and digital content. So obviously they're aware that there are other companies and trying to take this niche of people who want to create memes, who want to make short videos, who want to do stuff for their YouTube channel on the fly. And I think it's a real interesting kind of challenge for Adobe. It's a new generation. People are really fascinated with creating content on their own. So anything that makes it easier or faster or, able to do something in just a few minutes that used to take a half hour or an hour, any service like that is going to become insanely useful to the customer. I think for content creators who are new or starting out, these small apps, these quick apps, these cheap apps are going to be useful, but I think for people who are pretty serious about what they're doing, they would rather spend a little bit more time and make a really quality product where they can control it with good tools, and when it comes to that, Adobe is king. So I don't know if you've heard this, but kids are 3 times more likely to say they want to be YouTube stars than to be astronauts. And this is fascinating. Our society has really moved in the way of the content creator and the person with their own YouTube channel being like the center of the world. I can't be the only one like this. I've been using Adobe products since I was really young, since I first started doing digital photography. And I like the tools, but I never invested in Adobe. I mean, for years I used Adobe tools, but I invested in other company stocks. But now I've kind of seen how powerful their ecosystem is, and it just became a no-brainer for me, since I understand the business so well, to just take some time and think about it and learn about the company. So I did that, and then I decided, you know what, I'm ready to buy the stock. So as promised, I'm going to show you how I bought Adobe stock, and I think this will be really useful for you guys watching, because if you have never bought stock before, this will be a first kind of glimpse into what it looks like or how it's done. And if you have bought stock before, you might find the way I approach the trade to be maybe different from how you do it. So anyways, I used to use the desktop or the laptop to make trades just before the apps became so good and so easy. But now most of the brokerage firms have apps that are so streamlined, the user interface is so smooth, and the graphics are so good that it's really easy to kind of make your way through a trade, do it seamlessly, do it easily, and then know that everything got done right. I almost find that the trading apps on the phone are just better designed. So if you want to buy stock, you need to do 3 things. The first thing is you need a brokerage account. A brokerage account is an account that lets you buy stock off of one of the major stock exchanges. And this brokerage account, to get one and to use it, you need to have a checking account. So you need to fund the brokerage account with money from a bank account, usually a checking account. And so what you do is you just make a transfer of funds from your bank account to the brokerage account, and then once the money's in the brokerage account, you can use it to buy stocks. So once the brokerage is funded, then you need to place an order to buy stock. And so that's what I'm going to show you here. So what I decided to do was to buy 2 shares of Adobe stock, and I took a look at it when I started the morning, and the stock was trading around $457 a share, plus or minus. And so what I thought is, hey, I'll place what's called a limit order. And the limit order says this is how much I'll pay for the stock, but I won't pay any more. So what I decided to do is set a limit order for $450 a share. And I wanted to buy 2 shares. So what this tells the brokerage account is that I want to buy 2 shares. If the price comes from 457 down and hits that 450 mark, then my trade may execute. You're not guaranteed. There's no way to know for sure, but there is a chance that once you hit that mark, your brokerage account has your permission to buy those shares on your behalf. So I waited around for a few hours and I checked later in the day, and the stock price had come down but it had not gone down to 450, meaning I never bought the 2 shares. And because I wanted to buy those shares before the end of the day, I went back into my brokerage account and I changed it. I changed my order from 450. I said, you know what? I'm gonna move my limit order to $454.20. And I said, if the price gets to that point or below, you have my permission to buy the shares. And things worked out. I got lucky. The stock price came down. It hit the $454.20 mark, which triggered the purchase of the 2 shares. And then I got a notification that now you're the owner of 2 shares of Adobe. I'm glad you stopped by and learned a little bit about Adobe and also got an idea of how I make a trade to purchase stock in Adobe, but this could be for any company. So if you haven't already, I hope that you will like this video and also consider making a comment. Please write it in the comments below and I will strongly consider making a video about any company, any stock that you're interested in and would like to know more about. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you, merci, obrigado, gracias. I'm glad you're here and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.